Okay, so this is my second siege video. I'm going to cover super farming. So we just got Harold. Harold put some extractors down, gave me some merits. I actually cheated and I have a couple of extra merits right now. I have 2,000. But basically, super farmer is going to be somebody that's going to spend the entire siege sitting and gathering at a tower. There are two buffs that are essential to be a super farmer and a third one that's optional. I'll show you all three. So over here at the drill grounds, you need to come and there's two options here. You want to do the second one. That is the battle tactic knowledge. And that goes up to 10 because we have a drill grounds 10. And if you read it, it says, when gaining merits by extracting crystals, it increases the amount received. Because usually when you're sitting there and every cast bar you do on the tower, you're only getting like, I don't know, like 2 or 3. So this greatly increases the amount that you get. So it is 50 crystals and 50 merits per each of these. This is why nobody in Siege should be buying anything requiring crystals at the beginning of Siege. Should be very, very frugal. The only thing that you should buy is maybe an Invis Tower for L1. Because that's where the super farmers are going to sit, and you need to keep that tower. Especially if the honor guard is there, it's good to put a Invis Tower next to him so that people can't tell he's there. Okay, so I finished buff 10. And directly behind the drill grounds, I'm on the left side of our castle, there's the academy. This one you also want to do the second buff. This decreases the amount of time it takes you for your casting bar to finish. It also goes up to 10. That one's called refinement technology. So you want refinement technology, battle tactic knowledge. And that basically, so that's 1,000 merits right there that you're spending to get this done. Oh, and another reason for getting Herald first, before Super Farmer, is so you get those extra skills that everybody can use right away then. Plus you get to keep your merits, which then can go directly to the Super Farmer to get that done super fast. But then it also gives you 1,000 crystals as soon as you get Herald. And you basically need those to be able to finish your super farmer buffs if you're trying to do it really early in the siege. And obviously the sooner you can get your super farmer done, the way more ahead you are in siege. At this point in siege, it doesn't really matter how many, like who has more towers than the other person. As long as you can keep that L1 safe, you can get these super farmers going and just start kicking out merits that'll help you push back. Okay, so at this point I am a super farmer. I got my speed and I got my merit buff. There's a third buff you can get, but only one person in Siege should get this because it's super dangerous. So it's the first buff at the academy. That one will increase the crystals that you get every time you cast. And people refer to it as the tower killer. So if you get this all the way up to 10, you are going to pull a ton of crystals out of that tower, and that tower only has 5,000 crystals for the whole siege. So as soon as that runs out of crystals, your gathering will stop. So make sure that you and your buddy are not both getting the buff, because you're both going to sit at the same tower. You could potentially kill all 6 towers in a siege. I've seen a single person kill at least 3. And usually the first super farmer that gets super farming does not want to get the tower killing one, because it took me extra time to get those 10 buffs, and we already missed out on a lot of crystals and a lot of merits by me sitting there. So essentially you basically want the first tower farmer to get the first 20 buffs, the 10 and the 10, and move their butt to get over to this tower and sit here. As soon as you're done, make sure you switch to donate. So I don't know if you can see these dropping in my bag. I have, see, I'm getting 23, 23, 23, 23, and this is basically every second you can see this cast bar. That's just a ridiculous amount of merits. See, I got my invis tower. There, I'm invised. Hope I popped out again. Anyways, that is Super Farmer. And you can't see the chat box, but when you're doing this, you'll see it will tell you exactly how many crystals are left in this tower. If you're a crystal killer, if you're a tower killer, you have the third one that gives you the extraction technology buff. It's okay for you to come sit on L1 for the beginning while we do our upgrades. I'll show upgrades next. But once it gets to about 2,500, so 2,500, so basically once you've taken half of the crystals out of this, you should move. Go over to R1. If we own a middle tower, it's even better if you can go sit in a middle tower. Because if the enemy takes one of those towers back, if you took all of the crystals out of it, it counts for them too. They won't be able to farm there. So you can sit at one of these. Also, it's helpful because people that are at the middle can pick up merits off of you then and start trapping. Once the super farmer is complete though, I would not start trapping. Right now we have a ton of crystals, but I will show you how we burn those really fast to get the upgrades in the next video. Okay, that's it for super farming, I think.